What's up, guys? Today you are going to get 3 5K training tips in this video, so stay tuned. So our first 5K training tip is we got to run the distance. You know, that 3.1 miles, that's how far 5K is for some of us pretty darn far. It's no cakewalk. So we got to get ourselves ready to run that 3 miles. And in reality, it's good to do a little bit of over distance. So being comfortable running to 3 to 5 miles, that's step number 1. Now in those miles, I want to give you a tip to keep the quality of your running high, because as soon as we start running long, we just slug our way through, we drag our body through, and that's when we actually start to see our mechanics go away, and that's when the injuries start to come in. So here's the deal. Every 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to stop and shake up the run with just a little bit of different movement. And I've got 2 ideas for you. One, you're just literally gonna shake out the arms. Sometimes the arms, they get tired, the shoulders get stiff. So every 5 minutes, you're just gonna literally run, shake them out just like this, and then you're gonna bring them back up tall. The second thing you can actually add into this is just a different movement. And so one of my favorite things is to add a squat in there. So about every 5 to 10 minutes, I'm gonna add 5 to 10 squats. And what this is gonna do, mentally, I'm not really, or physically, I'm not getting too much of a rest, but mentally, I'm getting that break from my run. I get an opportunity to reclaim good posture and position so that when I start running again, I'm ready to go. And if you do this, your run is gonna fly by and the mechanics are gonna be really good. Our second 5K training tip is going to be run it fast. That's right. It's not just about going the distance, it's about going the distance a little bit faster. For a lot of us, we use the 5K as a vehicle to run faster as runners, to up our speed, especially if we're training for the half marathon and the marathon. That shorter distance is a great way to improve that. So that means that we need some workouts once a week that involve some higher intensity. And this could be done on the track, it could be done on the treadmill, you could be doing just work on your local roads. But one of my favorite places to start is on the hills. It's a nice, safe way to build and introduce running intensity and running speed. And here's the drill. You're gonna start with 5 45 to 60 second hill repeats. And it depends on your neighborhood and your hills and what you got, but you're gonna target something like that. We want a runnable hill, and what that means is a hill that's not so steep that I'm having to hike up the dang thing, right? I can still keep my cadence high and I can still move and everything else. Over maybe the next month, you're gonna progress from 5 intervals all the way up to 10 intervals. Now, if you're doing these hills, here are some tips. One of the things we start to see when we start running is that the upper body starts to close and I start looking down at the ground. I want to look up at the hill all the way, and as I start to bring my eyes up, that's actually going to bring my hips forward, leading into the hill, and that's going to actually keep my posture where it needs to be. Second thing, just keep swinging those arms. As we get tired and we start going uphill, we start to run with our upper body even more. So the more you get those arm swings driving for you, the better your hill intervals are going to be. Our third 5K training tip is going to be run it with less effort. That's right, we need to run more efficiently and economically as runners. And basically that means is that for every mile I run, I'm expending a little bit less energy. That allows me to run for longer periods of time with less effort expended, and it also allows me to run at faster durations, right? Or run at faster speeds for longer durations. And that's where that 5K is, that magical mix of distance and higher intensity and speed. So what we're gonna work on is add 1 to 2 running drills into our runs. And literally, you could do this in any run you're doing. So I recommend at least thinking about 1 or 2 run drills every time you go out the door. The 2 run drills we're gonna focus on today is going to be a high skip and it's going to be a karaoke. So the first high skip is nice for developing hip extension and a little bit of power. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go over 10 to 30 meters, and I'm just gonna think about skipping, just starting low. We all skip. It's hard to skip and not smile, if you notice that. And what I'm gonna work on is really extending through this back leg, and that's where that power development and that big monster push off comes in. So I'm gonna do a couple rounds of that high skip. I'm gonna jog it on back. Finally, I'm gonna work on my karaoke. A karaoke is a nice way to really work on a little bit of rotation in the upper and lower body. And what I also find it does is it really is good for fast feet, getting that cadence up a little bit higher. So there's gonna be a little crossover pattern like so. My front foot is gonna go forward and then behind, and then forward, and then behind. It's almost hard to verbalize it, but if you start to do this, your body's pretty smart. It'll figure it out pretty quick. I'm gonna do this crossover. I can start to swing my arms. I've got a small little path right here, but once again, I could do that for about 10 to 30 meters both ways, making sure I face each direction, and then I'll be ready to go for the rest of my run. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button below. Do you have any questions about the training tips we went over today? Do you have any requests for future videos? Go ahead and hit me up in the comments section. I'll write you back, I promise, I swear. And finally, if you want a free gift, that is actually going to be some training to improve your 5K, go ahead and click that button. In this video, there's actually gonna be, if you're on your mobile device, there's gonna be an identical link just below. It's going to take you to the same place. We're going to send you some free videos on how to improve your run efficiency, how to improve your running speed as well with some run workouts. And all you need to do is click that button. As I said, it's going to send you to another page. You just need to add your email address in there. I'm going to personally send you those workouts. Once again, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next video.